Hi everybody, tonight I'm going to do a video on dehydrating lemons, and I was going to do a video on doing apple pie filling, and there's all my stuff set out and ready to go, but it was going to take a little bit too long for tonight and I didn't feel like getting that involved in something. So I'm just going to slice up these lemons and we'll dehydrate them. And just to show you how I do that, I usually use, when I do any of my dehydrating, I use my little slicer. The reason I like to use this slicer is because it makes everything pretty uniform, and when things are uniform, they dry really well. They dry consistently, and you don't end up with some things that are really brittle and some things that are not done. And for me, I don't know, lazy man, it's just easy to do. But this is one of the ones that's got a safety on it. So with this one, you actually have to pull back with your thumb and push down with your finger, and that's what starts the blade. That way if anything happens and you let go, it automatically stops. So that's really a nice feature, to have some sort of a safety thing like that on your slicer. And I always start by taking the guard, and I usually run my lemon a couple of times through, because it will take off these end pieces, the end pieces that don't have any of the citrus on them. Now those you can throw away, but you can also use those and dehydrate them and then kind of run them through a coffee grinder and make, you know, a little lemon zest out of them. So I'm going to get to slicing. I'm going to set you right up here and do a little bit of slicing, and then we'll come back when I'm all done slicing. So here we go. So there's my slices, all sliced up. That's kind of a thin one, but they look really nice, and they're a nice thin consistency. So when those are dry, and I like to look through and make sure there's no seeds in there, and if there are, I'd pop them out. But when those are dry, what do you do with them? Well, we'll talk about that. You can make lemonade. You just rehydrate them and add the sugar and stuff like that, and it makes a really good lemonade. They're nice to put in a tea. They're also nice just to put in water, and like at work, sometimes I'll just take them and put them in water with a little packet of Splenda, and it makes kind of a nice little low-calorie drink that's not just plain water if I don't feel like drinking water. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and finish all of the lemons, and then I'll show you when I put them in the dehydrator. Alright, here's some of the lemons that I have cut. These are just what's left over. I've already filled several drawers of my dehydrator, and it's on. And the temperature that's required is right here on the top, and it says that it needs to be, fruit and vegetables is 135 to 145. I like to leave it a little bit lower. It might take a little longer, but I think it dries out a nicer way. So these are all setting out. What I'm going to do is I'm going to finish putting all these in the last few trays of my dehydrator, and then when they're done, they'll probably run all night long. And when they're done in the morning, I will let them sit for a little bit to kind of get even with the temperature and the humidity in the air. So it's not very humid here right now, so it's probably going to be good for it to dry tonight. So once they're finished, I will show you the finished product and talk about what you can do with dehydrated lemons. So we'll see when it's done. Alright everybody, the lemons are dehydrated. I've taken some out and already put them in a little jar here. The smaller ones are going in there because it's a small mouth, and then there's the bigger ones that go in there because it's a wide mouth. But there's how they look. They're nice and hard. They're ready to use as I want to, and one of the things I will do with these is just put them in hot water with a tea bag for some tea. Or you can put them with some hot water and let them rehydrate a bit, and then put cold, sugar and cold water with them and make lemonade, and you'd be surprised at how good it is. I can put some dehydrated strawberries with those too and make strawberry lemonade. And you'll see the color, it gets a little darker, almost like an orange, but that's because the colors tend to concentrate when you dehydrate things. So here they are, and I'll show you on the tray how they looked, and they come out just fine. So I would love it if everybody tried this and put some feedback on how you liked it. But I think they're great to add to some tea, like I said, or just put it in some water. I do that at work, a little bit of Splendid. It makes just a nice flavored water instead of just being water all day, and encourages you to drink more. So it's a nice way to stay healthy and get a nice flavor. And they kind of look neat in the jar when they're all lined up. So give it a shot and see if you like it. Thanks for watching.